Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. It's a wonderful day here in Utah. I'm currently in Logan, Utah. So if you're local, you know where that is. 65 degrees outside, very sunny in my town car here right now. Got the AC on because it got a little bit too warm. I picked this spot. I thought it was quiet and nice to make a video, and there's some Canadian geese here, but now there's a lot of people pulling up, so I may have to go somewhere else to film outside. We'll find out. So how's my day been with the town car today? Well, let me take you to it. Let me take you with me. Tell you what happened. So today I had a oil change scheduled, and there was like a special deal from a Ford dealership, not local to me but also not too far away, for $39.65 or something like that. So I thought, yeah, I can't go wrong with that. It's the Ford is an oil change with filter plus the works where they check everything. Great deal. So yesterday, almost 6 o'clock at night, they called me and said, we changed your appointment to 1:30 in the afternoon. I tell them that's not gonna work. I'm at work, you know, can't do that. I schedule it for early in the morning for a reason. Said, sorry, for this deal it's only certain time frame. Well, I did not see that on the coupon or whatever they sent, but it's fine, so I canceled it. Made a different appointment at a more local dealership, and also Ford, and it would be a little more, of course, for an oil change there. I got an appointment for this morning, got in, and I was told I have to wait for over 2 hours, possibly. So, and I've waited for over an hour in the past, so if I hear possibly over 2 hours, I said, no, I can't do that, you know, I gotta go to work later. That's why I have an appointment. So the answer was, well, having an appointment doesn't mean, you know, we have time right away or something along that line. So a little bit of attitude. So I thought, okay, fine. I said, no, I'm not gonna do that, you know. That's why I made an appointment. I just can't do that. So response was, well, it's not my fault, we have people out. Well, it's not my fault either, because I'm the customer, you know. So yeah, I told him, no, I can't do that, and I can't schedule for the afternoon either, since I have a job. I don't know if people think, you know, I'm that old, I don't have a job. I do have a job, so I said I can't do that either. And so I left the place too. I left it, and I drove, and I thought, well, let's see, where could I go to do the oil change? So I went into what's it called, Valvoline place, you know. It's kind of like an oil quick instant oil change place. I went to Valvoline, and they claim you could sit in the car and they'll do your oil change right on the spot. It's done between 10 and 15 minutes. So I thought, let's give that a try, you know. It's a town car, it's reliable, I don't drive it that often. It's just an oil change, what can go wrong? Drove in, and yeah, man, that worked out well. So I got almost right in. They were extremely nice. They checked the tire pressure, checked all the fluids, let me choose between 3 grades of oil, fully synthetic, conventional, or semi-synthetic. This one takes the 520 synthetic. So let me pick what I wanted, asked me what the tire pressure I want, drove in, took my information. While they were talking, someone was working on the car, did the oil change, checked all the fluids, showed me the new oil on the dipstick, that it's full. They changed the light, they checked the light bulbs, gave me the typical paper for an offer to change the coolant fluid if I want to, but they weren't pushy at all. So great job. Bad thing about this is it's not super cheap, I thought. It looks cheap up front if you go to a place like that, but you end up with $120 at the end with the filter and the oil, the quarts that the car needs. I don't think that's cheap, but the service was great. They did a good job too. They were clean. Because you sit in the car, you watch them do it. Before they close the hood, they say it out loud what they check. And if all the cabs are closed, and you're in and out really, really quick. So if you think about that, is it worth the money? I don't know. It is. Today it was for me because I was really tired of the BS with the big box dealers there with their oil services. So for me today it was worth the money, since I can use my vehicle this weekend now and it's ready to go. Normally if you have a lot of time I would say no, but if you're in a pinch and if you want friendly service and quick oil change or fluid changes, definitely not a bad thing to do. So yeah, I did that, and I was happy with it. I think it was a pretty quick service, and it went flawless. All right guys, let's have a quick look at my town car. I hope I don't get attacked by the geese here. Here's the town car. So I also washed it today. I went to a car wash. Car washes are getting expensive. I mean, for one wash they ask you up to 25 bucks. I mean, what they want to do is they want you to have a membership for more than 25 bucks, and then you can go as often as you want. I know that's the push, and I do have a membership for some of my cars that I drive a lot, but I'm not going to do a membership for a town car like this that I, first of all, wash by hand sometimes, and second of all, don't drive that often. So I am not gonna do that. Oh, there's some of the guys sleeping there. Okay, let's let them sleep, and I hope they're not coming after me. So here's the town car. It's flawless like always. Let's see, everyone gives me compliments how clean it is, and it really is super clean. And I know a lot of you guys that have town cars, I think in the Midwest or on the East Coast, they're pretty rusty, but this one here came from Florida and I brought it to Utah, and it doesn't have any issues with rust at all. It's clean underneath, it's clean all around. The top here still, top is a topic, still, because I don't think that will last forever. It shows a little bit of wear. I think it was also in the sun in Florida. I don't know. It has a little thing there where it came off, but I think if you don't drive it in the snow in the winter, it will last for a while. Goodyear tires, this is the insurance, not insurance, assurance tires all seasons. They are good. There's also reviews about Goodyear that are good and bad. I always made pretty good experience with them, so never had any issues with Goodyear tires. So speaking of this, owning an older vehicle, is that good or bad? You know, what are the pros and cons of owning an older vehicle? So I've put some thought into that, and let's just talk about it. Okay, I've moved a little bit to help with the sun, but it doesn't really help here. And there's a vehicle there, and there's a whole geese family coming out of the water there. Anyways, so the pros of having a 20-year-old vehicle, or I would say the lower upfront cost when you buy it. I mean, that's a given, isn't it? So there's also minimal depreciation. So the value of your vehicle, you know, can't get much lower than it is. If anything, it's a cool vehicle, it might go up. So that's that. Lower insurance cost for sure, and I would say, you know, lower registration taxes as well, at least here. And you know, sometimes also simple repairs. You have some repairs that you can do by yourself, or that are just not as expensive. You know, the tires are cheaper because they are smaller size, so they are definitely a lot cheaper, and you are different. You know, you drive your town car or whatever you own, and you're just different, you know, and some people like that. I like that too. That's kind of cool, you know. What are some cons, some bad things that I come up with? Well, let's think. I would say, yeah, it's kind of an unpredictable reliability. You never know what could go wrong when a vehicle is that old, even with a low mileage. Something could go wrong, something could break. There might be a hose where the rubber got old and it cracks. There's always something that might go wrong. There's a family right there now, you see that? Look at that. So they don't have that problem. So anyways, something could go wrong with the reliability. If you are a guy that works a lot on the cars himself, that is something you can prevent with maintenance. If you don't, then yeah, that's a con. You have a lack of modern safety technology, crash structure, also airbag technology. You know, we have side airbags here, plus an airbag here, an airbag there, but still the airbag technology changed. You know, the new ones are better. That's just how it is. Same as the crash structure is better on a newer vehicle. The newer vehicles look more messed up when they crash, but it's for a reason, because they have crumble zones, so you stay safer inside. This vehicle here is more durable, is not totaled right away when you crash it, but it could also be less safe for the driver and passengers. But all over, it's a pretty safe vehicle. It always had a 5-star rating, and so pretty safe vehicle. I do not worry about that at all. Fuel efficiency, not always, but a lot of times with newer vehicles is better. So the parts availability is not good with an old vehicle. Sometimes parts are discontinued, they don't make them anymore, they don't sell them anymore. Like the town car, it starts that parts are not available anymore, not good, and the plastics are getting brittle. And that I don't notice in a town car, but in the Mercedes, plastics like this or this in the Mercedes, they were really brittle, and if you had to remove something, it would crack. So problem, you have to go to the junkyard, find a new part. Not good. New vehicles, you have a warranty and some more predictable expenses. So for sure, the warranty covers a lot. Not as much can break, and a lot of times even the oil changes are included from your dealership for the first couple of years. So that is a good thing about new cars. But it depreciates fast, and you know, expensive repairs can happen after the warranty is expired. That's why used Mercedes is usually pretty good buy, but you know, you pay a lot if it breaks. That being said, I think you should buy the car that suits you. That means if you are someone who loves cars and wants to be different, has the means to fix an older vehicle or can work on it himself, that's great. Buy an old vehicle that's 20 years old, 30 years old. That's really good. If you are someone who needs a vehicle to drive from A to B, likes to be different, but you can't afford it, so when you need something reliable, I would say it doesn't suit you as well. You should probably get a newer vehicle you can afford, and get stuff done on warranty if something breaks. That's probably a better bet for you, and you save some fuel as well. It also depends on your budget. If you can afford an older vehicle and have someone fix it if it breaks, fine, you can do that. Now there's a truck even driving here. Well guys, this is it. This is the end of the video, and I'm ending this by telling you all thank you for watching, and thank you for your support over all the years. And I know you all love the town car, and so do I, so don't worry, the town car won't go away. I will keep it. I'll probably always keep it. So what would I do if I would get in a crash with the town car? I'd probably see if I can find another town car, you know, that time probably the L version for a little more legroom in the rear. If I wouldn't find a town car, I would find something similar than that. I know I talked a lot about old cars, pros and cons. Why do I not drive an old car as a daily driver? Exactly for the reasons I told you. I am not a mechanic. I can't, and I don't have the time to tinker around on a car every day or a lot. I also don't have the money to keep putting money in an old car to keep it running if something bad really breaks. So, and I need to save on gas too. So that's why I drive the Tesla when I have to drive a lot. It saves me a lot of money. I charge it overnight, so drives by itself. I mean, it's very handy, you know. Is it the same as a town car or my Shelby GT350? No, of course not. Far away, but still pretty good car. I don't drive the GT350 every day because it's just not meant for that, you know, and with the snow here in the winter there would be no way to do that. I don't drive my pickup truck every day because it's too big for where I go, and I don't really need it all the time, and I don't want to spend extra on fuel if I don't have to, especially with the fuel prices we currently have. So that's why I do what I do, and my cars don't cost me too much because I only drive one car at once. So what do you think about that? What's your situation? Again, this is the end of the video. I appreciate you watching, and if you have any questions about the town car, please leave them in the comments here and I'll get back to you. I typically answer every single comment in the comment section, so I do that, and I hope you like and subscribe and come back to the channel and maybe give me a hype as well. Have a wonderful day.